Waymark aims to make moments matter. As you may have observed tonight, Waymark transforms communities by interrupting the cycle of neglect, abuse, and abandonment in the lives of young children in the foster care system and enabling them to successfully transition to adulthood. This mission is fulfilled through camps, skill trainings, and mentoring. One of the camps, Royal Family Kids Camp, is a 5-day summer camp. A camp where many kids get to be kids, often for the first time in their lives. It is an experience completely aimed toward changing the trajectory of young lives. The result of Royal Family Kids Camp is it breaks the cycle of abuse by restoring faith in the hearts of children whose trust has been broken. I was placed into foster care when I was 7 years old. At that time, my mother was an alcoholic, a chronic alcoholic, addicted to drugs, completely absent from my life. My father was never in the picture. He had abandoned my mother and I before I was born. My entire family had abandoned me, so I was placed into foster care by a neighbor. Both my heart and my trust were completely shattered, broken by the people that I thought were supposed to love and protect me. I was 8 years old when I went to Royal Family Kids Camp and stepped off the bus for the first time. When I arrived at the campground, a bunch of grown-ups were yelling and shouting and cheering and laughing and holding signs over their head, and I just thought no one could be this happy to see me. It was scary at first, seeing so many strangers that were grown-ups, and just like every other grown-up in my life, I had a feeling they could not be trusted, and they were liars, and it would not be long until one of them would hit me, hurt me, and probably even end up hating me by the end of the week. 8-year-old me got off the bus, and my counselor, Steve, walked over. I had an oversized shirt on, a torn up pair of shorts, and both fists by my sides ready because if this guy got any closer or had misspelled my name on that dumb sign that he was holding over his head, I was ready to punch this guy in the nuts and run. Well, he got closer, so I pushed up my glasses, I raised my fist, and as he showed me the sign, I saw for the first time someone had cared enough to spell my name correctly. E-R-I-C-K. And on the corner of the sign, it said, "God loves you." So I asked Steve, "Who's God? Why does he love me?" No one's ever said they love me. I remember tears streaming down his face. He got on one knee and he says, "Your Heavenly Father, your dad loves you." If any man want to cry, go to camp. You won't start crying in 2 minutes. I went to Royal Family Kids Camp for 4 years. Every single year, Royal Family was the only week where I felt safe, loved, cared for, where people remembered my name, where no one would ever hurt me. One of the most vivid years was my 4th and final year at camp. After this, there was no going back, there was no returning, so I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be a part of everything. And I remember one evening, right before dinner, the camp director stood up and said, "Who wants to pray for food?" I had never prayed for anything. I'd never been to church, but I was thrilled to raise my hand and make the silly noises that every kid makes. After being picked, I asked everybody to bow their heads, close their eyes, and as I lowered my head, I started talking to God. And that day, I didn't pray very long, but for the first time, I prayed. And for the very first time, I believed that God was listening to me. Royal Family Kids Camp was the safest place in the world to me. Every day, my foster parents made it clear to me that I didn't belong in their family. I felt unloved, I felt hopeless, I felt unaccepted. At Royal Family Kids Camp, I had an aunt, an uncle, a grandma, a grandpa, who I genuinely would tell my friends at school that these were my real family. Sure, they might look a little bit different. I might be a little bit more tan. But that's just playing in the sun too much. In foster homes, I was hit. I had my hair pulled, and I would feel scared most of the time. During weekend visits, I was allowed to visit my mother for 2 days. My mother was a recovering 12-year alcoholic, drug addict who had not been present in my life until I was placed into foster care. During those weekend visits, she would leave scars, bruises on my face, on my arm, on my back. She would yell, she would scream in my face, and leave me gasping for air after knocking the wind out of me. At camp, I was given endless amounts of high fives, words of affirmations, built up my self-esteem. I was told that I had a charming smile, that I was smart, that God made me because God loved me. During my weekend camp, I was allowed to be a kid. I had everything that every child deserves: a royal family, a lot of smiles and laughter, enough food, and even toys. My entire time at camp can be described in one sentence. Royal Family Kids Camp was the happiest moment of my childhood life. Even to this day, I don't have many photos of my childhood, but I do have these 4 photo albums that contain the childhood memories of Royal Family Kids Camp. Ever since the last day I attended Royal Family Kids Camp as a camper, I often find myself singing a song that I learned there. Part of the song is, I will change your name. You will no longer be called wounded, outcast, lonely, or afraid. I will change your name. Your new name shall be confident, joyfulness, overcoming one, friend of God, faithfulness, one who sees my face. Because of this song, I started following Jesus at 12 years old. I wanted God to change my name. I wanted to be God's friend. I wanted a new name. I wanted to be God's child. I could have turned to drugs, alcohol, like my birth mother, or I could have abandoned my responsibilities, like my birth father. But instead, I opened the Bible that I received at camp, and I asked God into my life. God, since then, has given me an awe-inspiring life with a forever family, my royal family. Family isn't about biological relations or last names or looks. Family is about unconditional love and unlimited hope. You being here today makes you a part of the royal family now. I don't always know where I'm going for the holidays. I don't know what I'm going to do on my birthday. But I know someone I met from royal family, a mentor, a friend, reaches out and lets me know that they're thinking of me. and that I'm invited into their home. You are my only family. You are who I consider my royal family, the family I never had, but God wanted me to have. And it's an honor, it's a privilege. I'm proud to be speaking here today in front of my family today and being heard. But now our family is going to get a lot bigger. There's a lot more campers who are going to be a part of camp and a part of our family because of those who commit time and finances tonight to make camp happen next year. I hope that what you experience tonight, what you hear tonight, doesn't just become another night in your life, but that it becomes a lifestyle. I hope that it becomes a style of life. I hope that this commitment to make a difference in the life of a child becomes permanent. I hope you take this back to your home, to your kids, to your wife, to your husband, to your sister, to your friends, to your church, to your small groups. I hope you give everything. Give everything in your heart. Give your entire heart to contributing to the growth and impact of Waymark, of camps, of skill training, of mentoring, and bring light, hope, love to the children in foster care. I would not be here today if it weren't for people like you. People who, when I was young, did not know anyone, did not know the donors. I would not be here today if people had not donated and contributed so that I could go to camp. I've never been able to meet these people. I've never been able to say thank you other than through the actions, the decisions, the positive behaviors that I take on a daily basis, and I hope that makes them proud. As you saw in the video at 16, I was homeless. I was out on my own. First thing I did, got on my knees and I prayed. I said, God, every step that I take from here on out, I'll take towards you. Second thing I did, immediately called one of my counselors, one of my mentors from camp. And without any conditions, without any hesitations, they showed up for me. Got me through high school, through college, the people that helped pay my tuition, people that helped motivate me, were the mentors, the directors, the counselors from Royal Family. Of course, I chose a private Christian university that cost way too much. Nonetheless, they showed up for me. When I turned 22, I was given a job at the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and I had to interview 5 times, and I was terrified. I had no idea what to do. I didn't know how to write a cover letter. I didn't know what sort of resume to do, and I asked for help. I posted it on my Facebook, and a mentor from camp replied. They were a 15-year editor. They created the most beautiful cover letter. I ended up getting a promotion before I even got the job. And I don't even know what the cover letter said. I'm kidding. But after that, I went on, started a company, Tiny House Society. We're the nation's leading authority in advertising, marketing, and custom building for tiny homes. And today, when I ask for advice, when I ask for help, I reach out to those mentors. I reach out to Wayne Tesh. I reach out to the people who knew me when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're the only people that I have to ask for help. Sometimes I don't even know how to pay my employees, and I say, help me. And they give me all their insight, all their advice. I would not be here today without people like you. One thing that I would like to do is, I really think that camp needs each and every single one of you. One unique thing about fundraising and these events is I've sat in those seats and I am poor. When I say poor, I am really, really, really always, saving my money, putting money away. But I always wanted to lift the paddle. I always wanted to give back. I always wanted to fundraise. I always wanted to donate. One time I did. It was $20 to the national camp. Today, I would like every person in this room, I don't even think it's ever done. I don't think every person has raised their paddle. But I think, even if it's $1, even if it's 10 cents, I would love to see you guys raise your paddles. I would love for each and every one of you to support camp, whether it's through your time and volunteering, whether it's through $1, whether it's through 10 cents. At this moment, if you feel compelled, I would love for you to raise your paddle. $1, 50 cents, 10 cents, out the door. Just tell Tasha what you want to contribute. Thank you. As my commitment to you, every person, whether it's $1, whether it's $100,000, I will handwrite you a letter. One, because I need to give you guys my address. You know, you're my family, right? Christmas is coming up. I need gifts. But more than anything, because I want to connect with you. I need mentors going into my 30s, into my 40s, into my 50s. I don't know about relationships. I don't know what I don't know. I need people like you to be a part of my family, my community. So one, I commit to handwriting a letter to those who donate or volunteer their time. And two, I commit to being at Waymark and volunteering my time next year. So if you decide to volunteer, you'll see me there. And we'll spend time and we can talk and you can tell me your story. I would love to know the hardships that you've gone through. So I appreciate you guys. I love you. I thank you. And give $1 to camp. It does make a difference in the life of a child. Thank you.